Now, live from Muskegon, Michigan, this is Tiger Talks Wrestling. Like, comment, subscribe, or be trusted.
Welcome back, everybody. Take two for this one. Welcome to Tiger Talks Wrestling. As you heard, gotta say thank you once again. Every time I'll say thank you to Mr. Awesome for that awesome intro video that we've got at the beginning of the show. And for today, we do have with us, I can't say a specific brand that you're from because you're from on so many different shows right now. So, but anyways, we've got Mr. Brandon Castelli joining us here on Tiger Talks Wrestling today. Welcome to the show, man.
Thanks for having me.
Not a problem. We've been talking about this for the last couple months ago, getting you on here. Just hadn't happened, and this just seemed like the best time to get you.
Yeah, I think so. It took a little bit, but now we're here.
Indeed, we are. Hey, we got Paul Peterson in the chat section. Says, hey. See one guy in here that we know. All right, let's jump right into things. Let's go back. What first got you interested in, let's start with pro wrestling in the first place, or sports entertainment, whichever you want to refer to it as.
So just, wrestling in general.
Wrestling in general, yeah.
I don't know what really got me started into it, because it was kind of a bunch of different things, ever since I was a kid growing up, with my father and my mother, aunts, uncles, even my stepdad. We all watched wrestling, and it just drew me in. I can't really remember the first time I started watching it, because it's just been always, and it always inspired me, the amount of what would the word be, heart that they put into their performance and the show that they put on. It's what drew me into it.
Gotcha. Yeah, I couldn't tell you the exact age I was either when I first started watching wrestling. It's just something my grandpa and my mom always did, so I've always gotten into as well. Yeah. And Paul Peterson says, I wish I could be wrestling right now. Yeah.
Yeah, why are you not wrestling, Paul?
We'll get back to that if he gets into it. So how did you first get involved in or see or whatever backyard wrestling as we get into that one?
I know I'd started a little thing here in Rhode Island with some of my family and a couple of my friends. It wasn't on YouTube or anything like that, just something that we did. And I think I heard about ESW and CHW, and I had started watching those guys, and that kind of got me into it. And watching NUW and VTW and seeing the guys who are so dedicated into this, that it made me want to take part in it too. And at least in Rhode Island anyways, I met Evan Blake, and we kind of took off with NLBW, but I'll save that for later.
Yeah, I was gonna say we'll delve into that one just a little bit. Paul Peterson says he moved to Tennessee is the reason why.
Oh, all right. Well, another time then.
Yeah. He also says, but gonna be going pro with indie wrestling. Pretty cool.
That's right. Yep. Training with the Kingdom from Ring of Honor at the school they have here in Rhode Island. Trying to go as much as I can. Like I said, got a new job, so it's kind of hard to make the training religiously and difficult with all the bills I have. So when I do go to the BYW shows, I try to train too, so I can at least have a little bit more up on everybody else.
That's good. In there, what you can anyway, and when you can. So, who would you say Yeah, I'll get to that in a second. What are some of your early influences when you first started wrestling
Some of my early influences.
compared to now? We'll get into afterwards.
Say, I think Raven and Tommy Dreamer, like Perry Saturn and John Kronos, they influenced me a lot because I watched a lot of ECW with my dad growing up,
Gotcha.
and so WWE obviously, but like when it came on, I would watch that more. And it wasn't just because of the hardcore stuff, because those guys, they can actually wrestle too. They don't just beat the crap out of each other.
Yeah.
But, I really want to say, out of all of them, Raven definitely was the most influential wrestler for me, anyways.
Nice. When it comes to your wrestling style, who would you say is kind of an influence towards your style in the ring, in your opinion?
Say the question again, sorry.
Who would you say is like an influence to your style that you had used in the ring of what we'd see inside the ring? If you have any specific people that you have a little bit of an influence from, or that you
that's
think
really tough to say, because I try to take a little bit from everybody. I like a lot of different wrestler styles, and I think I try to make it my own, and I try to not to emulate it too much,
Right.
So sorry if it's not like it's more of a vague answer, but for me anyways, I just I took a little bit here, a little bit there, just kind of added it to my arsenal,
So I got to read the two things out. Paul says, one day we'll get in the ring together, you two. And then says, got to get me in the ring.
So wait, I have to get Paul in the ring?
No, he says that one day we got to get me into the ring.
Oh, you in the ring, right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, when are you getting in the ring?
I'll leave that to be determined at a later point in time. Hey, let's put it this way. If you happen to see me in a ring at some point by the end of this year or early next year, possibility. Let's put it that way.
Oh, okay. All right.
Just keep your eyes open.
Always do.
But enough about me. This is for you. This is your chance to talk and shine. All right. So let's go in. Obviously, we're not going to talk about the company yet itself, but the first time that we've seen you wasn't NLBW. Take me through your character origin, so as to speak, of the character when you first started in NLBW as Brandon. The bullet, I believe, was what you pretty much went by at that point in time only.
Yeah, I never... a lot of things have changed.
Yeah.
Not just from when I started in NLBW, but there was a Fed that I was in before that, where I was obviously still Brandon the Bullet. That one was a lot more hardcore and all that, so I kind of had to adapt to that. And as the years went by, and I went from Fed to Fed to Fed, I got into the ring and everything. Like, I sort of slowed down from that style, the reckless craziness of that, and tried to slow it down and be a lot more technical and pick my spots, so to say, of when I should, reach that. But pretty sure I've always been the same, Always been me. I've just had to adapt with the environments that I'm thrown into.
Right. Kind of takes over the development part. Of course, we can talk a little bit. Let's go into NLBW. What was it like for you jumping into NLBW? And I know it was a short-lived promotion, but walk me through that project or promotion or whatever exactly you'd want to refer to it as.
My time in NLBW, shorter than I expected. I did enjoy being there, but it was for what it was. I think we were the only promotion in Rhode Island, anyways.
Yeah.
And we tried to put our 110% into that place, and there was only a handful of us, really.
Right.
But I learned a lot while I was there, and kind of getting thrown right in the thick of it. I had to quickly, decide if I was going to sink or if I was going to swim.
Exactly.
Kind of bummed that it ended so abruptly, because I thought we were actually starting to pick up steam. But I can't really say, well, I can't say a time, but in the future, you can expect something to come back.
Interesting. Interesting, though.
I'm going to be putting in a lot of funds for it.
Nice.
That's all I can say.
So, from your time, of course, in NLBW, was your time there, we would all see the appearance of a little alter ego of yours in Ghost, I believe was the name of it. Not ringing a bell?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah. So I've heard.
So you've heard. That's all you got to say about it. Okay. Before he goes, mention this part real quick. Paul says that he'd fly to get in a ring with me, wrestle me at some point. I ain't saying I'd get in the ring often, but sure, why not? Also says, Brandon, if we would wrestle each other, I think we would tear the house down. And he says, listen, I got to go. Got stuff to do. So.
All right, Paul. Take it easy, brother. But tearing the house down? Sure, why not?
All right. All right. So what would you have to say of the other guys that were a part of NLBW? Like you mentioned, there was kind of a small group of you guys there, but
there was. It was decent sized in the beginning, and then towards the end, it slowly got down to the original guys who started it off. Most of the guys, they were pretty good. The ones that were really dedicated, you could see. The ones that didn't even want to be bothered with it, you could kind of tell.
Yeah.
If you want, I can kind of tell you who some of the guys were. If you might know who they are.
It's fine by me.
Evan Blake. Everybody knows who that is. Jay Genocide.
Yep.
Hunter Knight. I think he was on an episode of Slaughterhouse.
Yeah, I think so.
Nick Partisan.
Yeah.
Shark Fighter.
Yep.
Somebody said that an alter ego of mine was in that federation.
Maybe.
There was a few other people, but I don't remember.
Okay.
But I think out of everybody from NLBW, I think only me and Evan Blake are still going at it.
Yeah, and as we'd see from NLBW, you two, along with, I believe it was 3 other guys from NLBW, popped up in Proving Ground for one episode anyway.
Yeah, and then as you watch Proving Ground, see it slowly chips away until there's one left.
It seems that way. Yeah, or 2 of you. We've seen a little bit of Evan in a couple episodes of season 1, but
He's not done. Don't worry. He'll be around at some point. I know.
okay.
He doesn't stay down for too long.
I believe that. Just from talking to him the little bit I did close to a year ago when I had him on here. Back when I was still recording episodes. But yeah. They're doing that. What would you say was the biggest transition for you personally, going from NLBW and then showing up in Proving Ground and getting used to the way things? I believe at the time you guys showed up, Yankee and Cam pretty much were both in charge. Of course, Yankee would eventually take over as Cam moved away.
Right. Definitely big changes for me. I don't know, but I can't speak for the other guys, but
right,
because we built our ring from scratch, so it was a lot stiffer and more lumpy in places. You know, it wasn't really too safe. Going into a professional style ring,
mm-hmm.
that was a huge change. The way things were run was definitely much better. Really, everything was better. You know, meeting all the guys down there, they're all great guys. You know,
Yeah.
It was like a big change, but it was a really good big change. You know, like moving into a better house with a bigger family. You know,
Right. A close knit family, from what I hear too. So, for the most part.
for the most part.
All right. What would you say so far about the matches that we have seen you partake in Proving Ground? The opponents that you've gone against, how has your, I guess you could say, chemistry been with them? And is there anyone in specific that you enjoyed working with the most down there so far?
So, just for Proving Grounds, or
Yeah, just for Proving Ground for now.
okay. I really, I enjoyed all of the matches that I've had on Proving Ground so far, and facing Samael in my debut match for Proving Ground, that was great. Then taking it to Jay Genocide and finally putting one over on him. The six-pack challenge, that was a great match because it was one of the first times that I actually was able to be a part of a multi-man match like that.
Right.
I think it did pretty well, all things considered, even though, you know, a certain prick gave me another low blow. I owe him.
Of course.
I think it's two. I don't know. I've taken a lot of chair shots to the head, so I might not remember everything.
Fair enough.
My match with Stryker, I enjoyed that one as well. As far as who I have chemistry with the most, it's really tough to say because I think I melded really well with all of them.
Oh.
It'd be very, very tough for me to pick just one of them.
Okay, so on the other side of that, who all would you say you've got your eyes on that you would like to get in the ring with there in Proving Ground still, that you haven't gotten the chance to fight yet?
At Proving Grounds, well, there is one in particular. I know Revan was talking about me in the interview that you had with him.
Yes.
He's holding a title that I would like. Well, can't say I'd like. I need that title.
Fair enough.
Revan, whenever it is, whether it be Road to Legends or an episode of Proving Grounds or another mega event that we have, one-on-one, not with 4 other guys in the ring, just you and me, we'll tear the house down. I have a couple other people. I would like to kind of go down the line, you know, face everybody.
Right.
I would like to have a match with Johnny Reed, the Proving Ground champion Victor Van Pelt.
Of course.
He's ducked me a couple times,
Yeah, he's good at doing that.
Yeah, well, maybe we'll have a steel cage match or something where he can't escape. But I want to say everybody, but I don't want to, make it too long. But I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings if I don't say your name. But everybody, I will have a chance to face you. So.
All right. I think there's two guys that come to mind for me that I think would be interesting to see you in the ring with in Proving Ground, or they both could be on an NUW episode as well because they're both there. How about you one-on-one with Hellhound for one? That one would be interesting. And then the other person I would actually mention is the current number one contender for the Proving Ground Championship, Mike Perillo.
Yeah, I would very much like to face Mike Perillo.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been somebody that I've wanted to face for a while. And whether it be Proving Grounds or NUW or wherever else, I would still like to one-on-one with him. As for Zach Romig, we actually have faced before. I don't know if you watch LCW at all.
I have seen a couple. I might not have seen that one that you're referring to. But...
well, I don't want to give too many spoilers for their most recent mega event that they had, the Legacy Cup. Me and Roman did face each other.
Yeah, I believe they posted part of that, if not their whole thing, probably. I just haven't gotten around to watching it, so.
I think they uploaded the whole show,
yeah.
One thing. And if you want, I could send you the link for it in a little while. But I don't know if I should give you any spoilers for that show or not.
Nah, don't do any spoilers. I don't like you well. Like I was telling Yvonne the other night, I was glad I didn't watch one of your most recent episodes of your show that you do on your channel because you spoiled who won the NUW Tag Team Championship match at Code Red.
Wait, did Yvonne tell you that?
No, I told Yvonne that I was glad I didn't watch it before I watched Code Red.
Gotcha. Sorry, I mixed that up. Yeah, I'm sure he'd be upset with
me. Yeah, I'm sure he wasn't there. Oh. So we got Mr. Awesome in the chat room, who I was giving props to at the beginning of the show now. He says, book Brandon Castelli at gmail.com.
Maybe I should do that. That's actually not a bad idea.
Maybe, right? And H2 pops in, says, popping in to say hey and keep grinding, brother. See you working hard.
Much love, brother. Hopefully, before you hang it up or whatever you're doing, hopefully you and me can face each other. I know you're a little far out there, but I'd make the trip if you were willing.
Nice. All right. We'll see as they keep going in the chat section. I'll keep an eye on it. Let's move into anything else you want to say about Proving Ground before I move on to another company before?
Proving Ground's been a hell of a ride. I know most recent seasons taken a little while to come out, but have faith. I know that there'll be more to come.
Right. For the editing group's all working hard at that. So.
Oh, I'm sure.
I'd help you. H2 says, I'd be down to have you out. Adrenaline Championship Open Challenge for you.
Sweet. I'll put my belt on the line too, if I still have it by then.
All right. So we'll move into one of the first. Well, the first time we saw you in there, when you moved to BTW and popped up there this year.
Yeah.
So let's just walk me through what it was like for you personally. Obviously, not the shortest of trips from where you're at, I'm sure, too.
No. Well, it's about a 12 hour drive, I want to
Yeah.
say. But I didn't do that because
You flew.
yeah, I don't think my car would have made it, or I would have made it. But
Right.
yeah, I flew, as you might have seen on my little show that I did. It actually, the whole me actually being able to go there was because of Cameron Jackson.
Really?
Now, me and him, we had a match in an LBW. I think we had a hell of a match. He's still, by far, one of my favorite people to face. But he invited me to come down, and told him I'd be there. Showed up, and I took this young boy named Dale Blackwell as my tag partner to face the FTC.
Right.
Hope you're doing better, by the way, Dale. And then had my first experience in a Royal Rumble type match. And,
yeah, how was that for you?
That was crazy. that was
crazy.
That was something else, that's for sure. It was a lot of fun. Got to be in the ring with a lot of awesome people, and
a lot of bigger names in the community were in that match.
I got kicked in the dick by Navon.
Yep.
And he ripped my tights too, like right afterwards, which that sucked. But it was an awesome match. It was hectic, but in the end, it was great. Love to do it again.
All right. There you go. So if they're looking for anybody for next year's Reunion Rumble,
yeah, right.
There's one. Anywho, so what has your experience been like when you go to VTW? The experience of the ride there, obviously you kind of went over fly there, if you will. What was it like for you to team with Dale for one on that one? And then you kind of went over what it was like to be in that Battle Royal, or Royal Rumble, whatever you want to call it.
So, 2-part question or a 3-part question?
Kind of a 2-part question.
The flight, it went well. I've been on plenty of planes before. No big deal, really. I think I went on the plane like right after I finished my shift at work when I was still doing third shift. Flew on the plane, got to the hotel, drove up to the VTW arena, met with everybody. Yeah, it went well. I mean, even getting back to the airport, it was really no big deal. It was actually one of the easier times I've traveled. And working with Dale, he was great. Little green, everything. He definitely could have used more experience in tag matches, but he was what's the word? He was a big hoss. He was going in there to kick some ass. So anytime he wanted to tag in, I was gonna let him. It's perfectly fine by me.
I guess on the flip side of that, what was it like for you to actually be in the ring with Cam and Drew?
And big time Mike.
And Mike, yes.
Referee. Which, yeah, that wasn't biased or anything, but.
Sure.
Yeah. No, it was good. Like I said, working with Cameron before, I thought we had great chemistry, and I got to face Drew too, and I think I took it to them as much as they took it to me. And I was really hoping I pissed off Mike enough where he would come after me, because I was really trying. Like, people
Mike just wasn't taking
I probably shouldn't have done that, but I really wanted it to happen.
Yeah.
But it was a blast. I had fun.
Gotcha. Anything else you want to mention about VTW before I move on to another appearance?
I got a front row seat to to watch Tyler Aiken stick his whole hand into Navon's mouth.
Wow.
Which,
I'm sure that went over well.
Oh my God, that was one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
I know how Navon hates fingers being in his face. I can't imagine.
Oh yeah. I've done it a couple times to him too, and he always looks so betrayed when I do it because I wait, like, I try to, like, space him out so that he's not expecting it every time.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's just the best because he always looks like I broke his heart when I do it.
Well, a little bit of a spoiler alert because it'll be coming eventually, but I do have some questions that were sent in from the King of the Mountain himself. So we'll get to those later. All right. Before I get into the next part of what I was going to mention, Scorpion says, "What's going on? Scorpion here. Sorry, I can't stay. I'm at work. Just want to say hi, and you and me will face off very soon, even if I got to hunt you down."
Well, you know where I live, and I've been trying to make my way up to you, but oh yeah, we'll face off. Whether it's NUW or UWF or anywhere. Doesn't matter to me. We will face off.
Fair enough. All right. I kind of didn't ask it, but was there anything else you wanted to mention about NLBW before I move on? Your experience there, the time there? I'm
trying to think. We had a couple more shows actually that we had planned out that never came to be because it ended so abruptly.
Right.
So I think if Evan is up for it, I think we're gonna do those shows when we could finally, like, give NLBW proper home. I guess I would say, maybe.
Okay. Speaking of Evan, during the one season of NLBW we seen, you kind of had your ups and then your downs with Evan Blake.
Yeah. Well, I don't know why he's still mad at me. Like, I'm not sure what he was dealing with in the beginning, you know?
Yeah.
Every time he said he got attacked by somebody, I was in the back changing, or I was in my car, or I was getting ready to leave, and like, I really don't know what the big problem is, you know? Yeah, he beat me in the tournament, and really upset me, but I thought we were cool, you know? Like, I thought it was all water under the bridge. He keeps bringing up a name, and it's really starting to piss me off, because I don't know what he's talking about, and I'm really tired of him accusing me. So, I digress.
Okay.
I'm going off. Sorry.
Yeah. All right. So, the next place we'd really see pop up in, which wasn't surprising since you're a part of Proving Ground, is NUW itself, for more recently. Walk us through what it's like working. Obviously, you said the difference is working in the ring compared to the ring you guys had made in NLBW. But what's it like working from Proving Ground compared to NUW that Navon's kind of got a big part of as well?
Not that much really changed, to be honest. You know, because a lot of the guys that work for Proving Ground, you know, they work in NUW as well. So, you know,
right.
It's not like I have to get used to a bunch of new people, you know. It's kind of like business as usual, you know. Yeah, sure. Navon, you know, the owner of NUW, he runs things a little differently. So, you know, that's all right though. You know, like, I think he's doing a hell of a job, and you know, can't complain too much about it.
Yeah.
All in all though, NEW. It's great. You know, and NUW Improving Ground, sir. They're great.
So there's one match in particular I want to talk to you about from NUW, and that would actually be the most recent one we've seen you in. That Fatal 5-Way match at Code Red pre-show.
Okay.
What was that? Yeah.
All right. What do you mean?
Well, for one, it was a very good match, the 5-way. But I've got to bring it up. The botch that you had of the suicide dive during the match.
All right.
I just had to.
My foot got caught on the rope. I felt so fucking dumb. Like, right as soon as it happened, I was like, fuck, my foot got caught. I might have jumped maybe too early, possibly, but my foot got caught, and I fell flat on my face, looking like a jackass, right in front of the camera for everybody to see. So, yeah, that's what happened.
Then afterwards, you got a little upstage as Caleb Cross hit one off over the top rope.
Freaking bastard. Always got to put one up over me.
Right? And no. I will say this much. If for anybody who watched Raw this past Monday night, your botch of it was nowhere near as bad as what happened to Brie Bella twice during the tag team match at the beginning of the show. So,
well, that makes me feel a little better.
There you go. Okay. Anything you...
Hello? Can you hear me? I'm not entirely sure what happened.